Hello Pisces, this is Mary Elizabeth with Sacred Love Tarot, and this is your July 2023 tarot forecast. Thank you so very much for turning up and tuning in and allowing me to do this reading for you. I hope this reading finds you happy and well and living in an attitude of gratitude. So Pisces, let's see what July has in store for you. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see. So we have happy family and indecision. So we recognize the happy family part, the peace, the prosperity, the abundance, the wishes coming true. But we have an indecision here on how to make this happen, and we don't know, or you don't know, what direction you should take. And what's interesting here is that I think what Spirit is trying to say is that regardless of what direction you go in, this is going to bring the happiness that you seek to the family situation that you're looking to bring happiness to. Right? Sometimes we have an ability to overthink things and to complicate things. And I think what Spirit is saying here is that you may be complicating the issue by overthinking the decisions that you need to make. Right? So let's see if we're correct. So we have hostilities, we have caring connection, and we have balance. So yeah, I kind of think that, sometimes we have the tendency to overthink things and bring problems where there are no problems, right? So the hostilities here, it just looks like there is this fight, there is this distraction, there's this unhappiness and uncertainty, and there looks to be someone here kind of blocking the path, right? But there is also a caring connection card, and there's also balance. So kind of what I feel is that there's an instability in the relationship that people really need to talk about. And there's somebody trying to decide if the conversation will cause pain or hurt or hostility, right? Does this person care for me enough to understand what it is that I'm saying, right? And how do I articulate myself enough to explain to this person what I'm feeling without them feeling as if you're being accusatory, right? That's what I feel is going on here. And so I think that no one has the right to block your path. And I think this person may be unnecessarily on the defense. This person may know that there is a conversation that needs to be had or that you want to speak to them, and they may be jumping the gun here a little bit, which is why they may be a little bit hostile about what's going on, right? Or maybe feeling a little bit chaotic, or like the hammer's going to fall and something bad is going to happen. And so the angel of balance isn't just about balance, it's also about using your intuition as well. And the blue, hold on one second, I looked this up earlier today, the blue in the angel of balance card, and what does that blue mean for spirituality? And this light blue. So, and this is what it says. It says, the color blue is about acceptance and truth. So this is about speaking your truth and accepting or taking responsibility for your part of the conversation and accepting how other people feel, right? Sometimes when we get into conversations and we start speaking our truth, we have a hard time accepting that the other person doesn't understand what we're saying, or we have a hard time accepting the other person not wanting to take responsibility for their part either, and that can cause a whole big to-do. There is happiness here, right? There was that happy family card, but there seems to be this indecision on how to go about talking to someone, how to go about putting this relationship back in balance. And I think there's a fear on both sides. Well, what if I have this conversation and they get wigged out about it? Or what if I have this conversation and they don't want to take responsibility on their part? Or what if we have this conversation and they leave me? Or what if we have this conversation or what if we have this conversation? And so there's so many scenarios going on through your head. It's almost stopping you from having the conversation that needs to be had, or doing what needs to be done to bring happiness or even closure, because sometimes closure does bring happiness, especially when things are hostile and in a sense of turmoil. So let's see. Yeah, there's this sense of things not changing and things constantly being the same. And there's also, again, this sense of using your intuition. What does your intuition say? So you're feeling like nothing is changing and things are staying the same. But what is your intuition telling you? If you were to take a step back and feel it, what would you feel? The Six of Cups is about showing gratitude, but it's also about having that conversation. Right? It's about meeting with someone, having a conversation, and deciding what direction to go next. And we look at the water here, and this Three of Wands, and that the water, which is emotions, is very tumultuous. There's a lot of stirring of the water here. And you're asking yourself, how do I get from point A to point B without causing any emotional drama or any more emotional drama? And how you do that is by finding the passion within yourself to go from here to here, right? First of all, you're in the headspace of things never changing, things being the same, feeling a little trapped and a little bit chaotic. There's not even a recognition of intuition. There's just you feeling very chaotic and very uncertain, and this is all in your head. But we drop down to the heart and we have the conversation that is needed, right? There is a conversation needed, and then we move into what are we passionate about. What direction do we want to go? We are in the process of manifesting this caring connection, or try to bring balance to it, but how do we do that without causing this emotional upheaval, right? Well, you do have the power to spread your wings. You do have the power to go in this direction. You do have the power to bring passion and life and energy back to the relationship. So let's try that. See, you or this other person, you're chained to a specific outcome here, right? It's almost like someone is using something against somebody else. So say for instance that you think the best thing for the relationship is a separation. Okay, let's say that. Say that you think the best thing for the relationship is a separation. And this person, when you even attempt to mention that, gets very hostile and gets very chaotic and gets very argumentative. Well, that right there keeps you attached to this relationship because you don't want to hurt, you don't want it to be like that. You don't want it to be chaotic or hostile. You want to do this in a very compassionate way, to where both parties can maybe go their separate ways, or maybe both parties can find the passion that they want in their lives and move toward that. Each individual person living their each individual life, right? But there's this feeling of anytime a subject is breached, this person gets hostile. Now we're thinking that things will never change. You're trying to have a civil conversation, trying to find this spark, this magic, go in the direction of somehow creating a happy scenario here for the family or for yourself. But with this Devil card, it's almost like whomever this person is with all this hostility stuff is just playing games. It's just their way, right? There's this desire to have a happy family, but there's an indecision on how to do that. There's a desire to make things peaceful and stable and less emotionally chaotic, but there's an indecision on how to do that, because if someone is always being hostile whenever there's a conversation, nothing can get done. And I kind of feel now that that caring connection is someone completely different. And there's this using the intuition and a balance and acceptance that needs to be done here, and a truth that needs to be recognized. So you are coming into a time of financial stability and balance, and you're able to help others. You're able to pay it forward. Or this could also be somebody financially helping you to where you're able to move forward, and you're able to maybe find a place of your own, or bring a little balance into, because we were talking about balance and stability. And the High Priestess is about finding, okay, first of all, it's about birth, and it's about rebirth, and it's about motherhood and sensuality, and connecting to your divine feminine. So I kind of think that this conversation is had. There is a conversation, because it's very difficult to find your divine feminine. It's very difficult to do something wonderful for yourself when you have someone who is constantly bombarding you with chaos and hostility. So there's a feeling as if you went your separate ways, and no matter how hostile they became, you kind of stuck to your guns here, and you didn't allow them to keep you attached or trapped here with their hostile ways, or what they say and how they say it and what they're doing. So it almost feels like someone offered you some sort of assistance, and you took that, and now there's a little bit of balance, and there's a little bit of not just balance, but prosperity, and the ability to kind of help others while you're helping yourself. And then the High Priestess comes along, and she's sensual and feminine, and she is balanced and stable, and I think she's a little bit more powerful than the Magician, because if the Magician is about manifesting how you desire your life to be and having the tools to do that, she is being able to see through the veil and seeing what that life could be if it was in a if we were in the energy to create that, right? So you know how life was with this hostile, imbalanced feeling as if things will never change, disconnected from your intuition, afraid to move forward, attempting to have these conversations, but someone always trying to manipulate the agenda. You know what it's like to have that. And now you're about to know what it's like to have financial freedom, to have balance, to be able to see the other side of what the other side of life looks like and feels like, with caring connections and emotional stability and strength and courage and financial opportunity and balance and abundance. We have the Midas touch. We have the King of Wands, who brings about strength and who brings about passion and happiness and love and universal connection. And then we have the King of Pentacles. It's called the Money Man. He's the one that looks toward the future, wings spread, has no there is no resistance here, just very open to everything, very open to traveling, very open to reaching for the stars, very open to dreams coming true, very open to abundance, prosperity, and stability, just very, very open, open, open. So there's two masculine energies here around this High Priestess. And I can tell you this, it's not the one you were with before. It's not hostility over here. It is not. These divine masculine want to show you how life can be, right? You already saw how it was with all of this. Now you're about to see how it can be. So that happy family, that do I go left or do I go right? Do I stay where I am, or do I step into this caring relationship with someone who is very well off, someone who desires to support me and to help me bring things into balance until I get on my feet, someone who is passionate about life, who is strong, who is courageous, who is divinely connected, who is passionate about life and everything that comes with it. And then we have the Knight of Swords, and there's this desire to move quickly, 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 quickly. It's almost like you want to move so fast in fear of losing all of this wonderment here in this next step. But I would say not to move quickly at all, because when you're moving fast like that, there's the potential of jeopardizing everything you've worked for, because you're not seeing the obstacles that could be in front of you. So slow down. And it may be hard. When you slow down, it may be a little bit difficult, because you're going to have to face those obstacles, right? But through those obstacles, we learn lessons. And through those obstacles, we can move forward without the fear of those obstacles coming back to kind of screw up our mojo. When we bypass those obstacles or not pay attention to them, 9 times out of 10, they're going to come back around, because it's something that we need to learn. It's something that we need to figure out. It's a part of the moving forward lesson, if you will. So I get the feeling here that you're leaving a relationship or a situation or a partnership that was just too chaotic and too messy, and that there is this feeling of a happy family, a happy life. You just have to make the decision in what direction to go in order to have that. It's very unlikely you're going to have that here, but it is very likely that you're going to have that here, right? Don't allow someone to keep you in a relationship or a partnership by manipulating you and verbally abusing you, or getting, or, you know, some people use hostility as a way to manipulate. They'll say that they'll hurt themselves if you go. They say that they'll do this and this and this if you go. They say that they'll, you know, you'll never be loved like I love you, and they'll get chaotic and crazy until you say, no, you know what, maybe we can work it out, working out. But you're the only one trying to work it out, and they're not doing anything to work it out. They're just trying to blackmail you into staying and blackmail you into loving them. And that isn't a relationship. That's crazy. So the scales of justice are being balanced in your favor. We have a full moon on July 3rd. You are finding yourself. You are finding what makes you happy. You are finding love. You are finding compassion. You are finding truth. You are finding all of this. And good for you, Pisces. Good for you for allowing yourself to find yourself and to find who you truly are. And then there's financial wealth coming to you, right? You don't have anyone now holding you back. You don't have anyone now keeping you afraid. Now you can step out and you can allow the universe to work in your favor as you're doing what you need to do to better yourself and to prepare yourself for the lifestyle that you've always desired: the happy family, the caring connection, the abundance, the stability, the strength, the courage, the universal connection, the connection to the divine. So all of this is working on your favor. And as you're out there finding yourself and loving yourself and creating the sensuality and passion within yourself, the spirit is working in your favor, and everything is working out for you if you allow everything to work out for you. If you get yourself out of this chaotic, if you allow yourself to get out of this chaotic relationship, if you allow yourself to no longer be attached to the chaos of the devil, the chaos of someone who uses hostility to keep you attached and chained to their definition of what love is, which isn't. This isn't love. This is chaos. This is hostility. This is crazy. This is a form of manipulation, and you definitely don't want that. So Pisces, I hope this helps. Talk soon.